Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because in this video I just want to share with you real quick how to put together beautiful arrangements for your home. I'm gonna be sharing with you a fresh floral arrangement for your table, and then also I'm going to share a beautiful faux berry wreath arrangement that I really think you're going to enjoy. The holidays is the perfect time to wow our guests with beautiful floral arrangements, and in this video I want to share with you step by step how you can create these beautiful arrangements with fresh flowers and with faux flowers. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing because you will not want to miss what's coming up for the holiday season. We're almost at the home tour and I cannot be more excited for you guys to see. I cannot even speak. I'm so excited for you guys to see what we've done this year for the home tour. You guys, I think you're gonna love it. If you are ready, let's get started with arrangement number one, which is a beautiful floral arrangement done with grocery flowers. So let's take a look. All right, so step number one is going to be to prep our container, and for that I'm gonna go ahead and do a grid. So what you want to do is you want to grab some of this clear florist tape, and using your scissors you want to do a grid on this container. So basically what you want to do, I'm going to do a 3-point grid, which means I'm going to do 3 tapes going to one side, and this is a very important step. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 more going to the other side like this. And like I said, this tape is a wet florist tape, and it is basically to be able to tape into wet surfaces like your containers like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 like that, and then to secure everything, what you need to do is you need to do 1 going all the way around that is going to grab all those tapes and is going to really secure it in place like this. Once you went around 1 time, you want to cut your tape right here. And you always want to bend that little tape end so that way it doesn't stick to the tape and you're not looking for it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some water in my container. And like I mentioned, this has that little packet of floral food that comes in your flowers. You can ask your florist for one as well. And I think that will be just plenty of water for my containers, because as you add stems, the water level will rise. So I'm gonna put this right here to the side. Now I'm gonna get my flowers ready and I'll be right back with you. All right, so I'm gonna start with this beautiful eucalyptus, you guys, and I just love the shape this eucalyptus gives to my floral arrangements. And what you need to do is you need to peel the bottom of your stem that is going to go in the water, because if you don't, what happens is that the leaves will create bacteria and it will make your flowers not last as long. So you want to always, like you can see, clear that bottom so the stems, whether it's your flowers or it is your greenery, you always want to clear that stem so it doesn't create bacteria and kills your flowers. So you want to make sure that you take that extra step. And what I'm going to do is, as I insert some of this eucalyptus, I'm gonna start spinning my bouquet around, because if you've been following the channel, you know that that is very important for balance. And so basically just cut, strip, and then insert and give it a little bit of a spin. Once again, cut, clear, insert, and give it a little bit of a spin. All right, I'm gonna continue inserting this eucalyptus and I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. Okay, so now that I have all of my greenery on place and I added some of this cedar, and it is fake. That's one other thing that I want to share with you. If you don't have any of these fresh greeneries, you can always mix the fresh with the faux and nobody will know, but just make sure that you tuck it in. But what I want with this is to barely touch the table when it sits on the table. So the first flower I'm going to add is going to be some hydrangea, because it's going to cover most of the surface of my container. So basically you want to give your hydrangea a fresh cut, and I'm gonna tack 2 of them in opposite to each other. So I'm gonna add one right here like this, and I'm only gonna use 2. I'm gonna save that one for another bouquet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one right here, like I said, opposite to this one right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some of this beautiful accent flower, and look how dainty this is. So basically you need to cut again, make sure that you clear this container, the stem, the container. That's too funny. Thumbs up, you guys. At this point of the season, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know what day it is. All I know is that we have a home tour to shoot, and I'm trying to get it all situated and ready. So once again, just cut your stem and then clear the stem before you insert into your container. This is such a really beautiful accent flower because it really just adds that little pop of white, and it extends the shape of your floral. So what you want to do is clear the stem as far as you're going to insert, and then you insert right here. And always use those little, what we call the daughters, that come attached to the floral. Make sure that you add the daughters into your bouquet. I'm gonna give it a little spin so that I can insert some on this side. How fun is this, you guys? I love having fresh flowers in my house for the holidays because it really just elevates the look of your home. It makes it look just more gorgeous, and I just love them. I love white. White is my favorite flower. Any white flower I just love because I think they just add so much elegance, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a celebration of life. White flowers will always do the trick. You can always mix it with any other colors. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of these roses, and be careful because some of these roses do have thorns. I learned the hard way as working as a florist, and you always want to remove that first petal that is called the guard petal, because that's just there to protect your rose, and that's gonna help it really expand. So I'm gonna start over on this side. Now when you're adding roses, you want to make sure that you cluster them together so they show better, because if you just polka dot them throughout your bouquet, they're not really going to show as much. So I'm gonna do sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So basically I just added 2 right there. It's like the same rules that we do with our fake centerpieces or silk centerpieces. You add whatever happens to the left happens to the right, and what goes up must come down. So you see, by adding those 3 right there, they really just show better. So I'm gonna add 2 here to the crown, and the ones I'm gonna add to the crown, I want them to be a little bit taller so they really show. One trick that I was taught when I was working as a florist is that you cannot cut them longer. So you can always cut them shorter. Don't cut too short, because if you cut too short, your flower is not gonna have any water to drink, and well, we don't want that, right? And so if you want to extend the flower, you cannot make it longer, but you can always cut it shorter. So make sure you don't cut your flower stems too short. So I'm gonna add 2 right there. I'm gonna move over to this side right here. Aren't these gorgeous, you guys? So festive, I think. And always, like I said, make sure that you remove that guard petal, because it's just there to protect the flowers, and if you don't remove it, the flower won't open as beautifully. All right, so I'm gonna add a few more. Then we're going to add the Veronica. Veronica is one of my favorite garden flowers because when I worked as a florist, we always try to add garden flowers to our bouquets because it just makes them more elegant, I feel. It makes them look prettier and more intentional, because we grow flowers on the garden. All right, so I'm gonna add this one right here. I'm gonna start adding the Veronica, and look how beautiful this Veronica is. So pretty. Once again, give it a fresh cut so your flowers will drink some water. Out right there. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. And if you don't know how to use the knife, then use your shears. There's nothing wrong with using shears, but I just love the knife because look, I can just keep it on my hand as I work, then I transfer into my other hand, put it on my finger again, and then insert this beautiful flower right here. So there's a set of 3. Now I'm gonna do a set of 2 over on this side. So basically cut. And remember to always insert an angle too. You wanna make sure that you angle your flower like that. I'm gonna add 2 right there. And putting that grid really does help to keep the flowers in place where you want them. So I'm gonna spin around and I'm gonna put one right here, and just one. This is looking so good, I love it. All right, so I'm gonna add this one right here. Right here. And all the way down. That is perfect. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my lilies and get them ready, and I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. All right, so now we're going to add some beautiful, beautiful lilies. And let me tell you, lily is my favorite flower in the world because I feel they are so elegant. They smell delicious. I remember one time we did a cathedral in all white flowers, and it had a whole bunch of lilies, and the day that we came for service the next morning, it just smelled heavenly, you guys. So I always recommend white lilies, and I'm gonna start right here on the crown. And at this point it's getting kind of tough to insert your flowers, but look how much elegance that, like, the points of the lilies just add to your bouquet. And so I'm going to add yet another one over on this side, opposite the other one. And make sure you remove all of these foliages that are bending down, because we already have enough foliages right here. So I'm gonna insert this one right here. Oh my gosh, look how pretty this is. I'm gonna add one of the buds, this one right here, because this one will continue to open as the day progresses, and it's going to really fill in the bouquet. So maybe by the time we shoot the home tour, all of these lilies will have opened, and I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So let me see, I put one right here, right here. Remember to always do that triangle we're talking about. So I'm gonna insert this one right here. Yes, and these will open and just fill in like I said. All right, well, that's it. I really hope that you have learned a few tricks on how to make a gorgeous floral bouquet. I cannot wait for you guys to see what this is going to look like. Look, just came out because we continue to poke, but no problem, because look, just make sure that you go all the way in, and that's gonna stay right there. So make sure that you come back for the home tour December 1st. I'm super excited to show you how this looks like in the setting. All right, you guys, so I want to show you real quick the second floral bouquet that I made with the leftover flowers that I had from my main bouquet that is going to go on my coffee table. This was super easy to make, and I just want to talk to you guys real quick. When you get lilies like this, make sure that you get some that are closed, because as the days progress, those will open and your house will smell divine. I love the way this turned out, and if you want to see more videos on floral arrangement, be sure to leave the hashtag florals on the comment section below. What do you think? Now, wasn't that beautiful fresh floral arrangement for Christmas absolutely fabulous? That was from my Christmas home tour from last year. If you have not seen the whole home tour, I'm going to link it down below and somewhere here on the screen so you guys can check it out. But now I want to share with you how I create a beautiful faux berry arrangement for this year's Christmas home tour. I really think you're going to love it because it is super easy to make and very striking. Let's take a look. Okay everyone, so for my coffee table, I decided to make an arrangement of berries, sticks, and greenery because that is very traditional of Christmas. I loved living in the Midwest because you can just go outside and clip some cedars, some hollies, and then just make yourself a bouquet. But because I live in California, in San Diego to be exact, there is no berries, nowhere to be inside. Well, I can go buy them, but I'm not going to because I have some fake ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a color of greenery, and I have this really beautifully dangly cedar that I've had for quite a few years. But any greenery can do. If you have a way to get fresh, this would be so beautiful with fresh. You know, when the season gets closer, you can just go to where they trim the Christmas trees, and you can ask them for some clippings and they'll get them to you. You can make an arrangement like this together. All right, so I'm gonna add some greenery, and then I'm going to add some sticks because I want it to be tall. Even though it's going to be in my coffee table, I want it to be dramatic because this year we're going for some simplicity, but at the same time some drama. So I want it to be as tall as possible to make a statement on it. So I'm gonna clip this one a little bit. I think I don't want it to be so tall, but these guys are still kind of fresh. I got this at Shinoda Design Center. They sell some woods like this. They have all kinds of curly willows and things. So I'm just gonna make sure that I go all the way down. So now that I have those three, I'm going to put more of these cedars and just make them dangle and dance outside of the rim of the container like this. Look at that, how beautiful. So I'm gonna continue to spin around. Remember, it's so important that you spin your bouquet around so that way it looks natural like this. Let me see, I have one more, so I think it's gonna go to this side. It has a bold spot, so I'm gonna go right here like this. Perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna fill in with some of these short berries that I have. I'm gonna get this guy a little closer to me so that I can work on it. And I already pre-fluffed all of these guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start right here on the outer edge. You want them to sit inside of the greenery, so you want still that greenery to flop, because that's what's gonna make them look more natural. As I was telling you earlier, I love going to decorate homes for Christmas, especially when I worked at the flower shops, because we always brought fresh flowers into the customers' homes, and it was just so beautiful. It really adds that elegance and richness to a home, especially during the holidays. I love creating fresh garlands outside, and especially when it snowed and that snow cut into the garland. It was so beautiful. I really miss the Midwest sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I like the weather here in San Diego, but you know, fake berries will have to do for this particular project, but they're gonna look just as beautiful, you know, because and they're gonna last longer until I get rid of them, basically. All right, so continue to spin around so that way you know where you need to insert some of these beautiful berries, and make sure that you pull down some of the greenery so these berries are supported by the greenery. Look at that, how beautiful. I feel like I need one right here. I have a few left, so I'm gonna add one more right here, making sure that it's supported by my greenery, and I'm going to add another one probably right here on the top, right about here, on this side maybe. Remember, what happens on the left happens on the right, so it is the easiest way to remind yourself about balance. Perfect. So I like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some of these taller berries, and I only have a few, but you see how this goes to this side. So now I'm gonna balance with some taller berries on this side. So I'm gonna put one right here. See how it's starting to balance on this side? One right here, another one right here, and then I'm gonna add a third one. Remember to work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. And I'm going to add this guy right here. It's getting tight in the mouth of the container. And then I'm gonna spin around and I'm gonna bring these tall berries over to this side, but because I already have this right here, I don't want it to be so heavy, so I'm just going to add one. So I'm gonna insert this right here, like this. And this little guy that I clipped earlier, you know what, I'm gonna use it, I'm just gonna bring it in here. So I'm gonna put it right here. Like that. Oh my gosh, it didn't go in, you guys. All right, like that. So now this is going to be our coffee table arrangement. I'm gonna install it and show you what it looks like. All right, everyone. So I just wanna show you real quick the end result of this beautiful berry and flat cedar arrangement. As you guys can see, the greenery and the berries look absolutely beautiful with the blue and white pottery. And as you guys also can probably notice is that the pillows and the berries really do complement the bold garland on the entry table. If you guys have not seen the bold garland, I do recommend to check it out. And if you like this idea, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Whether it's fresh flowers or faux berries, you can make a statement this holiday season, creating beautiful floral bouquets for your home. I really encourage you to go out to your local grocery store or your local flower market and buy some flowers, or you can even use silk flowers and create a spectacular arrangement, whether it's for your coffee table, your dining table, an entryway, a powder room, but it really does make a statement and it makes your home look very put together and very, very elegant. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you learned a few tricks on how to create beautiful Christmas florals together for your home this holiday season. Remember, the home tour is almost here and I could not be more excited. So be sure to stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And as always, you can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye.